I thought this study skills checklist assignment was very enlightening for me. It taught me a lot of things about myself that I didn't know. I had never really sat down and done an inventory on the study skills that I possess and the study skills that I really need to work on. I had never really thought about the fact that I doodle a lot, but I don't think that that's I don't think that's a weakness. I mean, I guess it could be, but doodling helps me to listen, helps me to become more intent. My mom does it too. I don't really know why. I guess it lets my brain take out the things that it doesn't need. I'm not sure. But I also figured out that I'm not very good at finding somewhere that is quiet and that's free from distractions to study. I usually study in the living room with whoever's there and they have a movie on or whatnot, and I get distracted very easily. So I should really find a place to designate as a study place that I can just work. I also figured out, I have my iPad over here, I also figured out that I'm really good at figuring out the main key ideas, and I also love to rewrite my notes. I'm very good at it. Whenever I rewrite my notes, I like to, for one, make my handwriting better because it's horrible on original notes. And then I also like to organize. I like to reflect upon it and make connections to things I've already learned or things in my life. I like to make acronyms for things. That really helps me. Draw pictures with it, and I also figure out when I'm rewriting my notes things that maybe I need to ask more questions on that I don't understand very well. So I really love to rewrite my notes. I also love to visualize things. Going on to my plan of action for the future, I'm actually trying to make our guest bedroom, our spare bedroom, into an office right now, so I can have a place that's just my own, that has a desk in it and all of my supplies that I can just study and do homework in. And I'm also going to put a whiteboard in that room. I found that if I teach the material that I'm trying to learn, it helps me better to understand it, and if I break it down into something that a child could understand, then it helps for me to understand it. So being able to write on that marker board, I can also look up from a test and look at a blank wall, and I can visualize what was on that whiteboard. I've always been able to do that, and it's been really helpful. So just having that whiteboard that I can draw and write on will help me in my quizzes and tests. Further, how I'm going to use this checklist in my future classroom, I can turn it into a Google Docs and use it on Google Classroom or whatever format, whatever platform that my future district uses. And that way my in-seat and virtual students are seeing the exact same page, they're doing the exact same activity, and I don't have to kill any trees and make paper and print-offs for my students. It's always there, it's always the exact same, and I can modify it very, very easily and quickly if I need to. Once my students complete their Google Doc of this study skills checklist, then they can, much like we have in this class, complete a summary over it. They can either write that on paper and turn it in, they can do it online and type it, or they can do a video like I'm doing right now. Once I get that checklist back from them and their reflection, I can look at all of them, and then I can see what all of my classes collectively, what their strengths and weaknesses are. If my first period class is really good at rewriting their notes, I don't need to spend time teaching them how to rewrite their notes because they already know how to. If I can, I'm going to take these study skills checklists, and I'm either going to have like daily, weekly, bi-weekly lessons on studying, because it should be implemented year-round, I believe. And so whatever their weaknesses are, these checklists show me that they are really weak in, that's what I need to spend more time going over. And so that's how these checklists are going to help me in my future classroom. My overall takeaway from this assignment was that knowing my own study habits as a teacher is most important for teaching my students. If I don't know how to study, then how am I going to teach my students how to study?